Hi, I am Akshat Malhotra. This isn't just a standalone video, but a part of an entire course called The Fundamentals of Personal Finance. In Module 1 and 2, we covered the key concepts and went straight into creating an effective budgeting plan. Now, in Module 3, we deep dive into the various financial assets where you can park your money in. Oh, and don't forget the free Excel calculators that we've created just for you. Welcome back to Module 3. In the first two modules, we covered all the why portion, right? Why is it important to save and invest? How could we make the most of our savings and investments? Compounding, clubbed with patience. How can we have an asset first approach by using the 30-20-50 rule, clubbing it with the 3 bank account strategy, and finally understanding and how can we actually go about controlling our spending. So the why portion, the base, the start with why is all set for us. And so let's move on to the what and the how part. What is it that we can go and invest our money in? What is it that we can use to diversify our personal finances into? And how do we go about doing the same? So in this module, we're going to talk about both the what and the how part. And in this chapter particularly, let's understand that before we actually go about investing our money into various financial avenues, what is the first thing that we must look at it? What is the first thing that we must look at when we go about investing our money? And let me ask you this question. I would want you to answer. Take a pause, put it down in a notebook. What is the first thing you look for while you're choosing a financial product, while you are investing your money? I'm sure you would have written down your answers by now. And I don't want to stereotype this, but the majority of answers that we've received for this particular question is returns. The first thing that we look for while investing is returns. Return kitna dega? It's just like जब हम गाड़ी देखने जाते हैं, गाड़ी लेने जाते हैं, the first question we ask is, sir, ये average कितना देगी? Similarly, ये investment return कितना देगा? And so, yes, before we look at returns, we wanted you to introduce you to this very simple principle that we call the SLR principle. The SLR principle. Safety, S for safety, L for liquidity, R for returns. So the first thing that you should look for in a financial avenue when you're going to invest your money is the SLR principle. Now listen to this very carefully. We'll go one by one through each of them. The first one, safety. Return of your capital is much more important than return on your capital. Return of your capital means your principal, is much more important than return on your capital. Now, why do I say that? The first and the foremost thing with what we're doing, what we should look at while we're investing our money is the safety of our principal. The money that we're actually putting into our investment scheme, what's the guarantee of getting that principal back? Am I investing in any sort of a financial avenue which does not come under the purview of the RBI or the SEBI? Is there a guarantee of the principal amount? Could I be investing into any sort of a Ponzi scheme that, I don't know, it promises 20-25% returns, but then it also has something that, I can even lose my principal. So what is the safety of that particular financial avenue that I'm investing in is the first thing that I should look at, right? Is that a genuine product or not? Is that a genuine investment scheme or not? So number one, safety. Safety of our principal, safety of our money. Then comes number 2, liquidity. Now, what is liquidity? Liquidity means that when I need money, how easily would this money be available to me? For example, there are tons of schemes that are out there which say that once you start investing, you need to keep investing for a minimum of, let's say, 15 years of time. 15 years is the lock-in period, right? You would have heard of this very common word called lock-in period. And so the lock-in period restricts you from withdrawing your money before that period ends. So which means, let's say if you have invested your money into a scheme which has a 15-year lock-in period and you need your money for any sort of emergencies or any sort of expenses 5 years from now, you would not be able to withdraw that money because you've got to keep that money invested for 15 years. The lock-in period is 15 years. So the liquidity tells us that how easily the money is available to us. That is, when as soon as I need it, can I get it back? For example, investing into mutual funds is promised that the liquidity is there. Investing into stock markets, whenever you sell your stocks, whenever you sell your mutual funds, you can get the money immediately into your bank accounts. On the other hand, let's say you buy a real estate land, and you invest some money into that, and now today you need that money. So do you think you can get that money immediately? Not really. You'll have to go across, you'll have to take number of customers to that particular land. You'll have to show them. Then you'll have to look out for brokers who could help you get the deal signed. There'll be a lot of paperwork involved. You'll have to go to the local authorities to get the registry transferred, so on and so forth. And then finally you'll get the money back. So the liquidity of your money in that case, if you need your money today, you might have to wait for about 3 to 6 months to 1 year to actually get that money into your hands, into your bank accounts, right? So the second important principle that you must look at when you're looking into an investment avenue is the liquidity that that particular avenue offers. And finally, once you've looked at the safety, once you looked at the liquidity, you come look at the returns. कि returns कितना generate कर रहा है, how much returns is this particular financial avenue capable of providing me. And finally comes the return. Even if you manage to get a % or a 2 low, it is still fine, because remember, for compound interest to work, it's the time that takes the major portion, the time which is of more importance. Important here return be, but not as important as the time. And so return is something that we should look at the end, at the last. So 3 important factors: safety, liquidity, and then comes return. The SLR principle is what you should always keep at the back of your mind whenever you're going to choose a financial avenue to invest your money in. In the next chapter, we're going to go through each of the financial avenue in detail and look at what are the various options that we have in order to invest our money. If you have any questions, please add them in the comments below and I will make sure we answer them. Do like, share and subscribe to this channel.